All right, go to the try these. First of all, 1,000 by 1,000 by 1,000. Oh, let's get going. What is 1,000 by 1,000 by 1,000?
1 billion.
1 billion? Yeah. So,
Josiah.
1 billion. Okay, 10 to the power of how many zeros?
9.
Okay, 0.01 times 0.01 times 0.01 is what?
10. No, it'd be
0, 0, 0, 5 zeros. Wait.
Yeah. 10 to the negative 6.
10 to the negative 6, which would be how many zeros then?
6.
6 zeros?
Yeah.
That?
Boy, but then it's like 10 millions, right?
Okay.
So take off
Tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions.
Oh yeah. Well, I meant 6th place. Sorry.
So this should be a 1 right here. Okay. All right. So now we are doing the volume today and making our conversions. Okay, so the conversions are given to you. Enrique is making modeling clay for the 100 Children in Daycare Center. He allows 500 centimeters cubed of modeling per child. Will all the modeling clay fit into a storage container that holds 0.1 meters cubed? Okay, so we've got to find out. Let's find out how large that 0.1 meters cubed is in centimeters cubed. So there's two ways to do this. The first way to do this is to convert by using my centimeters to meters. So what's that ratio?
1.
100 to 1.
100 to 1, right? It's like that. But the problem is I have cube, right? So I've got to cube the bottom and cube the top. So if I were to do this on my calculator, I would take 0.1 and multiply it by 100 to the power of 3. So let's do that right now. Yeah.
I was just gonna ask if I could go get I have pencil cases and put it in here because I always forget to bring.
No, not right now. We're doing stuff. So take 0.1 and times it by 100 cubed on your calculator.
10,000.
10,000?
Yeah.
Centimeters cubed. Yes? Agreed or disagreed? Okay. Now, the second way to do that is if I'm unsure, if it wasn't given to you, we'd go 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter, right? Which is a meter cubed, which is 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters. So how many zeros do I have there? 6. So that is 1,000,000 centimeters cubed. So you could do it, you could convert using that ratio, which is given to you on that page there. Okay. So will the modeling clay fit into the container? 500 centimeters cubed fit into 10,000 centimeters cubed?
Yes.
Obviously, yeah. Okay. What is the volume of an aquarium with 17 centimeters width, 35 centimeters length, and 23 centimeters height? Okay, so let's find the volume of it first. How do I find the volume of any rectangular object?
Length times width.
Times height.
Right, so volume is length times width times height. And in this case, that is
35 times 17 times 23.
17 centimeters times 35 centimeters times 23 centimeters, which works out to what?
Oh, 13,685.
Okay. So it says, what is the volume of the aquarium? So 13,685. And it says, what is the capacity of the aquarium in liters? Well, 1 centimeter cubed is equivalent to 1 milliliter. So if that's the case, how many milliliters do I have?
13,685 milliliters.
Right? And then I want to convert it to liters. So how do I convert it to liters?
Divide by 1,000.
Divide by 1,000. Very good. So that's going to give me 13.685 liter tank. Okay, so far? All right? It's going to get a little more complicated because the next one is we're going to convert different systems. So that's next. All right. Circle the metric units, underline the imperial units. So look at the top of page 136.
Excuse me, this is the final call for anyone requiring retakes from any grade, any staff member. Go to the games room, last call for retakes.
Which is a metric unit? Or which are metric units in there? Cubic centimeters, sorry. Is there any other ones?
No.
No, they're all, the rest are what? Imperial. So circle the metric unit and underline the imperial ones. Boys, flip over to page 136. For a camping trip, Willow bought a backpack that has a volume of 4,577 cubic inches. What is its volume in cubic centimeters? So I need a ratio then of centimeters to inches.
16.39.
No, it's 0.06.
Okay, so we could use either one
Grade
here.
10 science, you are having a
No,
class.
Harley,
You
it
go to
would be the
room 25.
16.39.
Grade 10
because
science, you are
centimeters
having
would
your
be more than
class.
inches.
You could, well, no, Harley's right. Centimeters cubed, you could go 1 centimeter cubed to 0.06 cubic inches. That
But
works.
then you'd have to divide by.
So what? So then divide by it,
No, I got it.
right? Or you could go 16.39 cubic centimeters to 1 cubic inch, and then you would multiply by it, correct? But I want to do something different, because again, if you're looking at those ratios, those ratios are higher, or not as accurate. So what would I do here if I wanted to, give me a different method than using one of the ones off the chart? Do I know how many centimeters are in an inch? 2.54. So here's what I want you to do instead, and I want to see how close it comes. We're going to do this 3 times right now. The first time you do it, I want you to take 4,577 times 2.54 to the power of 3. So you have to cube that value.
75,303.59.
Say that again.
75,003.592, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's centimeters cubed. Okay. Next. 1 centimeter cubed is 0.06. Is that what it says on there?
Yeah.
Inches cubed. So take 4,577 and divide it by 0.06. What do you get?
76,783.33.
Just a slight bit louder, Charlie.
$76,283.33.
Okay. We agree or disagree?
No.
Agree? Okay, so let's try this again, and this time we're going to use 16.39.
39. For this one,
How did she get that?
yeah, that.
I got
For this one, I
Take
got
4,000, just wait, Caitlin. 4,577 divided by 0.06.
Oh, that's 4 or 5.
You get it this time, Braden?
Michael, you're typing it in wrong.
4,577 divided by 0.06.
Oh,
Okay, take 4,577 and times it by 16.39. Harley?
75,017.03.
0.03.
so
that's what I.
so the one's not very accurate, like the 0.06.
Right.
As accurate.
It isn't as accurate, is it? So let's
That's
change
it.
it. Let's do this on our own. We're going to make an adjustment here. What I want you to do right now is I want you to take 1 divided by 2.54. And what do you get? So 4 decimal places, 5 decimal places.
0.39370.
Yeah, I got that as well.
Yeah.
What is it?
0.39370.
Okay, hold on a second. I got to do this one more time. I got to cube this. So take it 1 divided by 2.54 cubed.
0.0610.
1 0 like that?
Yep.
What's the fourth? What's in the 5th decimal place?
2.
2. Okay. So let's try this again. Going back to the next page, the last page, and instead of using 0.06, let's use 0.06102 and see what we get here.
I got 75,008.194.
Okay, now that's more respectful, isn't it?
Yeah. The other one was like almost 1,000 off. Well, it was over 1,000 off.
So take 2.54 and cube it, please.
16.39.
Give me 4 decimal places, please.
3870.
No, 1. 3871.
371, yeah.
Okay, let's try this again now. So take 4,577 times it by 16.3871, and what do we get?
55,003.591. Or 592.
I got 0.76.
7567.
Yeah, 7567. That's what I got.
Oh, I didn't round up the decimals. I just used what was on my calculator.
That's what I'm doing. 7567.
So you rounded to this, right?
To that?
I did.
Okay, take this. Just do this. 4,577 times 16.3871.
Yeah, that's what I did.
And what'd you get?
7567.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's have a look and see. Okay. So converting wise, all right. These still are not exact, which they should be as close to exact as possible, right? So they're still off by a little bit. However, this guy right here is off fairly significantly. Okay, so what is the point of what I'm doing here? I think if you're going to do this, I'm either using this method, so I would change that on my sheet. So instead of 1 cubic inch, I would cross it out and right beside it 16.3871.
I have a question. So, like, if we were to do this on a test and the answer was 75,008 75,003.592 and we got the bottom one, would we still get it right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
As long as you're using this to 4 decimal places. Okay? This is the ideal situation because then you're going to get the most accuracy because you're keeping what you have on your calculator past 4 decimals here. You keep going. So that's how come it's the most accurate. All right, now remember, they're still rounded values, right? But still. Okay, so the point of this little exercise I just did with you is I would change 1 cubic inch to 16.3871 centimeters cubed. I would not use, anybody listening? I would not use 1 centimeter cubed to 0.06 cubic inches. It'll just have you off by too much. Okay? All right, let's have a look here.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What would you use a cubic kilometer for?
Well, if a section of land is a mile by a mile, right?
But
So
like
it's a mile cubed.
the volume.
A cube of it.
Yeah.
What would you use a cube of it?
Volume of a room.
Maybe like a landing area, for like an airport, where it's like landing perimeter or something. I don't know, just
But
something.
that wouldn't have volume.
Yeah, you're right. Like, what would you use?
That's crazy.
One by one, and then have the depth.
I was thinking maybe like the
Well,
ocean.
like if you're flying this
Oh,
high,
like
Yeah, that makes most amount of sense, actually. Would be a body of water, right?
yeah.
That would be the only thing that you would consider, because everything else that we do on land, we don't go deep, right? Everything we do on land, we just do at the surface. So, but the ocean, to find out the volume of water in a kilometer by kilometer by kilometer in the ocean, that makes the most amount of sense. Okay? And it's the only thing that would be a kilometer plus deep. All right, everything else that we have anywhere, we don't have any lakes that are a kilometer to 1,000 meters deep. Right? Okay? Matt is the manager of an arena. He wants to buy 14 meters cubed of sand to create a beach volleyball court in the arena after the skating season ends. How many cubic yards of sand does he need? So I've got 14 meters cubed, and I want to change it to yards cubed over meters cubed. Whoops. All right. So again, we run into that situation where, you know, your ratios are rounded off a fair bit. Okay? But using the ratios that we have here, I have 1 meter cubed is 1.31. So we'll use that for time being. So multiply 14 by 1.31, and what do we get? Go ahead.
18.34.
3 decimal places always.
That's all there is.
That's all there is? Oh yeah, it makes sense. Right. Okay. Yards cubed. Okay. So that's that conversion from metric to imperial. Any questions about that? No? All right, you had work to do the other day. You snowballed the substitute teacher saying you shouldn't go ahead. So the next time that happens, you're going to get a boatload of work that's going to be handed in for the record. Okay? If I tell you you can go ahead, you go ahead. You're more than capable of going ahead in this and doing it. I'll tell the sub you need to go hang out in the library. All right, are there any questions from 5.1 to 5.3 that you didn't understand or want to ask? Sorry? Nothing? We'll correct all of that tomorrow. You can expect to be done to the end of that mid-chapter review for tomorrow, so it's done to the end of page 138 at the very minimum. I'm also going to give you a question that is related to this, but it's It's a grade 12 question, but I think it would be fun for us to have a look at and maybe hand it as an assignment. Okay?
Maybe we'll get a quick 10-4.
All right, so you have the rest of the class to work